All right. Fair use, fair use, fair use disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Waha, Rakak, Wadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone, taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways, prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, also in the correct doctrine. Let's send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judges of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah by their faith. Just want to bring out another lesson through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. As if you haven't known by, seen or heard by now, they're trying to overturn this 14th Amendment. And I'm just gonna play these videos. I ain't gonna even try to get into it. I'm just because everybody's pretty much explaining it. I got a couple of videos I want to play, and I'm hitting a couple of scriptures after that. Lord willing, to be edifying.
Well, it certainly gives us an opportunity to look at those congressional districts again. It gives us a chance at all of them if we get some reprieve from the courts. And so we'll see how that goes, and certainly hope that the Supreme Court will overturn Amendment 14. It gives us a shot to revisit those.
What would you say from your perspective? I mean, other than Mr. Pro Tem, everyone was relatively silent on the goings-on. What would you say from your perspective is the biggest misconception about what the bills do, and a message that you'd like to see out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the biggest misconception is, the thing about it is, people tend to forget what happened when this thing went to court before. We actually, the Republican Party had that seat in, I guess, in Mobile, number 2 seat, congressional seat 2. So the district 2, and so that was one of the things. There's been a push through the courts to try to overtake some of these red state seats, and that's certainly what happened in that one. And with the ruling that happened in Louisiana, we felt like it gave us a chance to maybe regain that seat, but also opened up District 7. I think that's happened. All we need now is the courts to overturn 14, and we can look at a new election. The thing is, if we did nothing was going to happen. And I applaud the governor for calling us back in and give us a chance to revisit that and look at it. And what happened here in Montgomery in that Senate seat probably should never happen to begin with. And so, of course, I'm at the point that probably none of it should happen to begin with. We got 3 branches of government. It's our job to legislate, to draw those district lines, and for the court to interfere with that. And to be honest with you, I thought it was a slap in our face, because we'd spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in reinforcement drawing those maps. And they let an 18-year-old kid from the university, or I don't know how old he was, maybe 19, send the map in, and they took it without a consideration for what we had done. And, the way that the system is set up, that's the job of the legislative body. And I think we've done it in an appropriate way, and it's disappointing that they didn't follow that rule.
So he's trying to make it seem like it's small, like he's just trying to gain seats. They want to go back to the Jim Crow era, and I mean it's plain as you can you possibly see what this man is doing, man. And he wants to heal Babylon, but Babylon is not going to be healed no matter what he says or try to do. They're trying to fight for their kingdom to stay afloat, and we're seeing it crumbling right before our eyes. Let me play this video. I got a bunch of videos I want to hit before, sake of time, man. People don't want to watch it if it's too long.
Alabama Republicans straight up said they want the 14th Amendment overturned. They said it's in SCOTUS's hands. They're urging and hoping SCOTUS overturns the 14th Amendment. They said this live at a press conference today. This isn't a joke. You know what I mean? This is real life. And if you don't know what the 14th Amendment is, I know some of y'all aren't going to take the time to read it. It literally guarantees all people born within the United States or naturalized citizens full citizenship, as well as guaranteed equal protections under the law and due process. They are telling you they want to take away your citizenship, so you don't have equal protection under the law. So if they can arrest you without any due process. They don't want that. And they are telling that to you to your face.
It's an opportunity to look at those congressional districts again. It gives us a chance at all of them if we get some reprieve from the courts. And so we'll see how that goes, and certainly hope that the Supreme Court will overturn Amendment 14. Gives us a shot to revisit those.
What would you say from your perspective? I mean, other than Mr. Pro Tem, everyone was relatively silent on the goings-ons. What would you say from your perspective is the biggest misconception about what the bills do, and a message that you'd like to see out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that, the biggest misconception is, the thing about it is, people tend to forget what happened when this thing went to court before. We actually, the Republican Party had that seat in, I guess, in Mobile. It's number 2 seat, that's the congressional seat 2, so the district 2. And so that was one of the things, there's been a push through the courts to try to overtake some of these red state seats, and that's certainly what happened in that one. And with the ruling that happened in Louisiana, we felt like it gave us a chance to maybe regain that seat, but also opened up District 7. So I think that's happened. All we need now is the courts to overturn 14, and we can look at a new election. The thing is, we did nothing was going to happen. And I applaud the governor for calling us back in and giving us a chance to revisit that and look at it. And what happened here in Montgomery and that Senate seat probably should never happen to begin with. And so, of course, I'm at the point that probably none of it should happen to begin with. We got 3 branches of government. It's our job to legislate, to draw those district lines, and for the court to interfere from the
already played it once.
appropriate way. It's disappointing.
Same exact thing. Everything is based on racism, man. Let me play this video, then I'm going to let him explain the amendment, 14th Amendment.
Everything that's been happening is due to racism. I'm tired of you dumb motherfuckers pretending that it wasn't. The redistricting is due to racism because black people vote Democrat in the South. Why do black people vote Democrat in the South? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Democrats gave them the vote, and then all of the white people became Republicans. Because white people in the South do not want to be in community with black people. So they went and switched to another fucking party. The destruction of education in this country is because white people in the South did not want their kids going to schools with black kids. So they have been trying to destroy the Department of Education so they can steal tax money and make white-only schools. Abortion. They don't want black women to have access to reproductive care so they can economically hold them the fuck down. Also, it was a backdoor way to trick Catholics and other people that aren't Southern fucking Baptists and evangelicals into coming into community with white Southerners over a wedge issue so they can take over the Supreme Court, so the Supreme Court can say that racism is over, and instantly we bring back all the racist fucking policies. It's been this way the entire fucking time. If you can't see that, you are fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
See, Esaw, the Edomites know the deal. Only Jake, man, he don't know. They just think he just trying to get seats, and you know what I'm saying. They don't understand the deep root of the hatred that Esaw has towards Jake, man. They don't understand that. And this is going to cause a civil war, civil unrest here in Babylon the Great. They're setting the stage for this to happen. And if you can't see it coming, man, you're doomed, because you're going to fall into the trap of Esau's he's laying. Because he knows that his kingdom is up, man. He knows that his kingdom is up. And check this out, man. This is Ted Cruz explains this Amendment 14.
You're, of course, familiar with the Supreme Court decision in Dred Scott versus Sanford.
Yes, sir.
That decision held that African Americans, whether slave or free, could not be citizens of the United States. Is that correct?
That is correct.
By denying citizenship, the court also denied African Americans equal political rights, equal access to the courts, and equal protection of the laws.
Correct. They were denied all privileges and immunities that the Constitution affords to citizens.
Would you agree that the Dred Scott decision pushed the nation even closer to civil war?
It did, by invalidating the Missouri Compromise, among other reasons.
Many historians posit the decision in Dred Scott helped cause the Civil War. And when that bloody war, the bloodiest war in America's history, ended in 1865, the legal status of the newly freed slaves was far from settled. Mr. Werman, after the Civil War, was it clear as a matter of law that the freed slaves would necessarily enjoy the full rights of citizenship?
It was not if Dred Scott was still good law.
Congress understood the danger of that uncertainty, and if the Constitution remained silent, the rights of the newly emancipated slaves could be challenged, undermined, or even potentially stripped away by future courts. That would mean that the blood shed in the Civil War was shed in vain. So Congress acted. In 1866, it passed the Civil Rights Act, declaring that the newly emancipated slaves were citizens of the United States. Mr. Werman, even after Congress passed the Civil Rights Act of 1866, were there serious doubts about whether Congress had the constitutional authority to enact it?
Yes, there were.
And so Congress chose a more permanent solution. The solution was to write citizenship itself into the Constitution, so that never again could a court repeat the mistake and the gross injustice of Dred Scott. Also, the leading commentators of the period, like Alexander Morse, Francis Wharton, and George Collins, and the view of executive officials responsible for enforcing the law, including the Attorney General of the United States in 1873 and the Solicitor of the Treasury in 1889.
The consistency was remarkable, yes.
So would it be accurate to say that the view espoused by my Democrat colleagues that the 14th Amendment confers citizenship on anyone born on this land, whether here lawfully or unlawfully, temporarily or permanently, regardless of whether they owe allegiance to the United States, is a relatively recent view and directly contrary to the almost universal view at the time the amendment was ratified?
It's not at all clear to me when that view took root. The United States, in its brief to the Supreme Court, suggests during the administration of FDR, but it is certainly inconsistent with most everything that preceded it, everything except, I would say, the dicta in 1 Kim Ark, the incorrect dicta.
So there you go. This is going to cause civil unrest, man. And you can see this is lining up for them to remove the 14th Amendment. Now, he pretty much broke down the 14th Amendment and reason why they want to revoke it, the reason why the Civil War happened, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you know what I'm saying? I want to get into this lesson. This man is the modern day Pharaoh, and they're fighting to keep their kingdom afloat. But you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you're going to get caught up in this thing, man. And you're going to be judged. And this is how we know for a fact that you are 2/3, man. Because the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, from the apostles and elders on down, has been bringing this information out, man. Now you're seeing prophecy unfold as I was taught, and they was taught that Esau is about to lose his kingdom, man. And these events are not a coincidence that they're happening the way they're happening at the time they're happening, man. Esau is falling, man, and his kingdom is about to as well. Now, here's Rachel Maddow spoke facts on the current political climate for Black Americans. Now, we know we're Israelites, but you Black Americans that believe in Babylon the Great, this man is showing you he is the devil, man. He's showing you his horns, man. This is what we speak about. So when somebody's showing their horns, Esau showing his horns, this is it. Now, if you believe that this place is going to continue on forever, then you're going to be destroyed in it, man. So this is the time you should repent and turn to the Lord, because we see this man is falling right into prophecy.
Did y'all see what Rachel Maddow said about Black Americans being targeted? Every Black person needs to watch this video.
We are now about 16 months into what has been from day one a concerted and intense targeting of Black Americans, specifically by this president and by this administration. On his first full day in office, he proclaims war on diversity efforts, not only in government, but in any institution in the country over which he can exert leverage, everything from schools and universities to law firms to private businesses of every stripe. He then immediately started firing some of the highest profile Black public officials in the whole U.S. government, seemingly regardless of any other thing about them. Right away, we get the firing of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Charles C.Q. Brown. We get the firing of the Librarian of Congress, Carla Hayden. And then it's Gwynne Wilcox from the National Labor Relations Board. And then it's Robert Primus, the chair of the Surface Transportation Board. And then it's Alvin Brown from the NTSB. And then it's Peggy Carr, the head of the National Center for Education Statistics. And then it's Willie Phillips from FERC, from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. And then it's Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, and on and on and on.
And might I add, over 600,000 Black women have been pushed out of the workforce since Dookie Booty took office. Continue.
Trump and his top political donor, Elon Musk, then started just lopping off huge swaths of the federal government. The largest and most egregious cuts targeted federal agencies that employed a disproportionate number of Black employees. Reporter Erica Green wrote about this a few months ago for The Times, noting that nothing had moved backwards in the federal government for Black Americans this quickly or this far in over 100 years, since Woodrow Wilson came in 1912 and resegregated the federal workforce. Since 1965, all federal contractors have been banned by executive order from discriminating on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin. Donald Trump rescinded that 1965 rule on his first full day in office.
And I can't show the full clip because it's 6 minutes long, but she then went on to say that less than a month later, Dookie Booty rescinded the prohibition of segregated facilities, meaning that contractors could not segregate waiting rooms, restaurants, drinking fountains, all that bullshit. And now, according to HUD workers, they have dropped the enforcement of the Fair Housing Act, meaning motherfuckers could just discriminate against people for their race, religion, sexual orientation when it comes to housing. The Black unemployment rate has spiked to a 7.5%, the highest that it's ever been. And just for comparison, it got as low as a 4.8% under Joe Biden. And let's not forget the most important one of all. The Supreme Court just gutted the Voting Rights Act of 1965, disproportionately affecting Black voters, taking away our voices and representation when it comes to voting. So tell me again how Dookie Booty's not racist? To all you Black Trump supporters, I hope everything you eat for the rest of your life.
And that's why we tell you come out of Babylon. You got to come out of this place, man, mentally and spiritually, man, because this place is finished. Earlier, Rachel Maddow, she said that this that the rights of so-called Blacks have pretty much went down as fast as it has in over 100 years. I know I'm not saying it like she said it, but your rights are being stripped away faster than they was given to you. So if you think and believe that what we're saying is not the truth, you're gonna find out for yourself, man. Because Jake gonna think he can go against Esaw with these puny weapons, man, and they're gonna get slaughtered, man. But see, the men of the Lord, the women of the Lord that truly believe and have faith in the Lord, we're gonna wait on the Lord, man. We're gonna let Esau have it, man, because this is his kingdom, man, and it's finished. And see, 2/3 of our people can't see this place finished. It's finished. They think it's going to continue on. Esau going to keep doing and being racist all this time, and the Lord is never going to punish him for the things he's done. Pharaoh was punished, man. And this man is the modern day Pharaoh, man, Esau. And the Lord has got a great sacrifice for him. So let Esau have it, man. Let him have his kingdom because it's circling the drain. Let me hit this last video, hit a couple scriptures, and that'll be it.
Hey, y'all. So they finally said it out loud on camera with their whole chest. Alabama's House Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter stood in front of the press after his state passed a redistricting bill and said, and I quote, "I certainly hope the Supreme Court will overturn Amendment 14, end quote. I need you to understand what he means. You see, the 14th Amendment is not a technicality. It's not a redistricting footnote. It's the amendment that made Black people citizens of this country after 250 years of enslavement, ratified in 1868, written in blood. It says you are a citizen. It says you have equal protections under the law. It says no state can strip your rights without due process. It is the legal spine of every civil rights victory we have ever won. And Ledbetter hopes the Supreme Court throws it in the trash. That's not a redistricting argument, ladies and gentlemen. That's a declaration. See, they're not hiding under their white hoods and robes anymore. They are not dog whistling. They are standing at a podium saying, we want the amendment that made you citizens gone. This is happening right now in real time, 2026. And the only thing they're afraid of, the only reason they want to erase that amendment is because they know what we do when we show up. So show up. and remind every black and brown person that voted for this. Jim Crow had a hood. This version has a law degree and a press conference.
And he's also in these secret societies, man. These lawyers, these judges, they're all connected, man. So I can't say for sure, but more than likely, it's looking that way, man. Because this is all prophecy, man. This got to happen. Esau got to go down. So through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, we want these things to happen, man. Be honest with you. We want all hell to break loose. We want this thing to spiral out of control because we know the Lord is at the door, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is at the door, man. And this is what's supposed to happen before the Lord comes. This is Romans 9 and verse 17. It says, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up." See, Esau he's on his high horse, man, because he's ruling the earth and no one can bring him down, man. But this is the point, man. The Lord has raised him up. It says that I might show my power in thee. See, in the ancient world, the Lord raised up Pharaoh to destroy his army to get him a great name in that day. It's the same thing that's happening to Esau, man. He's raising him up, pumping him up with great pride, man, for the Lord to do the same exact thing, but way worse than what happened to Pharaoh and his armies. That I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And when the Lord judged Pharaoh, his name was declared through all the earth, man. That's why Rahab told the spies, we heard what your power did to the Egyptians, man. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture. She said, we heard about your power, man. And then see, they finna know firsthand the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. They finna know firsthand the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And that's the reason why the Lord has us as a spokesman, or I'll say as ambassadors of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah to bring this word out, man. Because we're at the door of these things happening, man. This is Jeremiah 46, start at verse 10. It says, "For this is the day Yahweh Bashem Yahweh of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, power of hosts, a day of vengeance, that I may avenge him of my adversaries. And the sword shall devour, and it shall be satay, and made drunk with their blood. For Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, power of hosts, hath a sacrifice in the north country." And you can read about the sacrifice in Isaiah 34, starting about 3, down to about 8, 9. So the Lord has a sacrifice in the north country by by river Euphrates, which the Mississippi River flows just like the Euphrates River does. Go up to Gilead, take balm, O virgin daughter of Egypt. See, it's not talking about the ancient Egypt, it's talking about this modern day Egypt, man, which is spiritual Egypt. You can read about that in Revelation. As a matter of fact, I just pulled that. Revelations 11 and 8. So he's not talking about the ancient Egypt, man. It's talking about Babylon the Great. This place is Egypt as well. This is Revelations 11 and verse 8. He says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, was crucified." So basically, he wasn't actually crucified here in Babylon the Great. He was taken away from us, man. His image was taken away. His name was taken away. He was X'd out here in Babylon the Great. So this place, Babylon the Great, which is America, is Egypt, man. Spiritually Egypt. And you should be it's easy to see that, man. And it says spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So all these nations that of the ancient world are all here, man. It's all wrapped in one because they worship their same gods. They pretty much follow the same ways of the ancient world, Egypt and Sodom and Gomorrah. So this is Babylon wrapped all in one. This is again Jeremiah 46 and verse 11. It says, "Go up to Gilead and take balm." See, healing medicine, balm. O virgin daughter of Egypt. And this is what Esau is trying to do. He's trying to heal his land, man, his rulership. He's trying to keep it afloat. In vain shalt thou use many medicines. See, in vain shalt thou use many medicines. So he pretty much trying to do everything he can to keep it afloat, man. You see the war with the Persians, that's not going well. He's failing there. The economy is failing. They got another pandemic coming. People, gas prices high. People don't have no money, man. People are struggling, man. Credit card debt is high. The Babylonian debt is high. This, if you can't see it, man, I don't know what else to say to our people, man. Because you have, like I said, we are ambassadors on behalf of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua bringing this information out, man. Because the only way you can't see it is if you're ignoring the word of the Lord, man, or ignoring his men that he sent out to prophesy his word, man. It says, in vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured. See, there's nothing he can do. He take the seats. I'm gonna strip them of that 14th Amendment where they won't be held as citizens. We can arrest them. We can do whatever we want to them. And that, even if they do that, it's not gonna matter, man. It's too late. The Lord has slated this man for judgment. He can't get out of it, man. He's not gonna be cured. Let me get this in the NLT, man. I'm not gonna make the lesson long. I hit a couple of scriptures though. NLT, it says, "Go up to Gilead to get medicine, O virgin daughter of Egypt. But your many treatments will bring you no healing." See, it don't matter what they do. They can go into the Supreme Court as much as they want to. Whatever they do, it still ain't gonna heal Babylon the Great, man. The Lord is against them. GNT, it says, "People of Egypt, go to Gilead and look for medicine. All your medicine has proved useless. Nothing can heal you." It says nothing can heal him, man. Nothing he can do to make this thing better, man. Verse 12, it says, "The nations have heard of thy shame." See, I was speaking about the president of Belarus. He said the DT showed how weak Babylon the Great is, man. How weak their army is, man. If they would have never went to war against the Persians, no one would have seen the faults and the weaknesses that they have, man. And this guy is a president of Belarus, man. He said there's nothing they can do to stand against China, man. So these are world leaders speaking like that. If he's speaking like that, he's allied with Russia. What do you think Russia thinking, man? Or what they know, or what they're planning on doing, man? It's all in scripture, man. It's all prophecy. So we know this place is not going to be healed, man. Continued on verse 12, it says, "The nations have heard of thy shame, see, and thy cry have filled the land." See, everybody, he's crying out for his allies to come help with the Strait of Hormuz. "Thy cry have filled the land, for the mighty man have stumbled against the mighty man." It's like against the mighty. Spending your armies, man. They've fallen against each other. They don't want to fight, man. "And they are falling both together." And this is speaking about his army, man. They're going to fall together, man. They're going to stumble over each other, man, because they're going to be afraid, man. Dropping down to verse 20. It says, "Egypt is like a very fair heifer, but destruction cometh out of the north." And who's coming out of the north? The Russians and the Chinese, man. "Also, her hired men are in the midst of her, like fatted bullocks, for they also are turned back and are fled away together. They did not stand, because the day of their calamity was come upon them, and and the time of their visitation." See, we at the time the Lord is going to visit Babylon the Great, man. He's about to visit Esau, and he's going to judge Esau. He says, "The voice thereof shall go like a serpent, for they shall march they shall march with an army, and come against her with axes, as hewers of wood." See, they're going to come with judgment. They're gonna surround Babylon the Great. They're gonna shoot their missiles on Babylon the Great, man. This is how the movie ends, man. He said they're gonna come. Well, let me read this in the NLT. It says, "Egypt flees, silent as a serpent gliding away. the invading army marches in, they come against her with axes like woodsmen. So they're not gonna be able to get away, man. The Lord got these Persians coming. He got the Medes. He got Moab. They're coming, man. Good at GNT. It says Egypt runs away, hissing like a snake as the enemy's army approaches. They attack her with axe like people cutting down trees, man. Whew. So the Lord got this place slated to be cut down like a tree. Man, we at that day, man. We there. Verse 23, it says, they shall cut down her forests, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, though it cannot be searched, because they are more than grasshoppers and are innumerable. So it's going to be so many people coming against Babylon the Great with missiles, man. You ain't going to be able to number the missiles, man. The scripture says it's going to be 200 million of them. And see, that's the Lord's army as well, man. So that's why he's describing it's going to be, you ain't going to be able to search it. You ain't going to know how many is coming, man. They're going to be innumerable. They're going to be like grasshoppers, man. 24 says, the daughter of Egypt shall be confounded. She shall be delivered into the hand of the people of the north. And we know this place is going to be given over to the Russians and the Chinese, man. DT supposed to meet with the Chinese president Friday, man. And you can just tell through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that's not going to go well, man. Because they're blocking the gas from, the oil from the Persians that's going to China. So, behind the scenes, it's going to be, we know it's going to be a lot of little threats speaking boldly against each other, man. Because China been speaking boldly for the last couple months, man. I would say the last couple years. And they never really got any traction over here with the news. But after this right here, you just through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we know that the Lord is going to turn up Moab, man. That he's going to come more boldly against Esau. We're going to see how it pans out on Friday. Verse 25, it says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, the power of Israel, saith, behold, I will punish the multitude of No, which No was a capital in Egypt, man. And Pharaoh in Egypt with their gods. See, this place, they celebrate worship so many gods, man, and praise them. And their kings, even Pharaoh, and all them that trust in him. So these people are going to be punished, man. You trust in Babylon the Great, you're going to be punished right along with them, man. This is what we warning our people from, man. The Lord is finna judge Babylon the Great, man. So you getting caught up thinking, oh, man, they going to do this, they going to do that. Man, let them have it. Because the Lord is finna make sure this man is never going to rise again, man. This is it. This is his last hurrah. This is Ezekiel 29 and verse 2. He says, son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesy against him and against all Egypt. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Prophesying against this place, man. Not to, oh, man, sign a legislation, keep the 14th Amendment together and going to standing on the lawns of the Capitol buildings, marching. That's what Jake think Esau is afraid of. No, Esau is afraid of us telling him the truth, man. He ain't afraid of you going and marching and going to the Capitol building and standing out there saying old Negro spiritual. That ain't work, man. He's afraid of us telling him the truth, man, and praying to our power. That's what he's afraid of. Because we got the truth. We know how he ends. Verse 2, it says, speak and say, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, power, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And that's what we're supposed to be speaking. These lessons are supposed to go out and condemn Esau, man. It says, the great dragon, hold on, let me read that again. It's a lot in here. It says, speak and say, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, power, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon. See, he is the great dragon. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. In Isaiah, I'm gonna get in the Bible Hub. I don't know why I like that one, but it's easy to maneuver through. This is Isaiah 27, speaking about that dragon, man. And we know that Esau is the dragon, man, Leviathan. This is Isaiah 27, and just hit the point in verse 1. It says, in that day, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, with his sword and great and his sword and great and strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, that piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. And what Esau is trying to do, control all the seas, man. He controlling shit way over in another country. He say he controls it for the most part, man. We're gonna put a blockade against them that they can't move none of their goods, man. This is who he's speaking about, man. The dragon, man. It all makes sense when you believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. We know how this movie ends, man. Let me read that again. It says, verse 3, Ezekiel 29:3, it says, speak and say, thus say Yahweh Shem Yahushua power, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of the rivers, of the midst of his rivers, which hath said, my river is mine. So he's boasting in the pride that he has. We can boast, he boasted in, we control the straits over there. We're gonna put a blockade on against a blockade. This is pretty much we control everything, man. And this is what he's saying by us controlling the rivers are mine, man. He says, my river is my own, and I have made it for myself. See, he's boasting up against every nation, even his allies, man. And he's also boasting against Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. He says, but I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of the river to stick unto thy scales, and I will, and them fish represent his allies, the Egyptians, your people, those that lean on Babylon the Great. Everybody has a hand in keeping this place afloat, man. His own people, his allies, his army, everyone that has a hand in keeping this place afloat, man. That's the fish. Let me read 14:4 again. It says, but I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of thy rivers to stick unto thy scales, and I will bring thee up out of the midst of thy rivers, and all the fish of thy rivers shall stick unto thy scales. So everybody that's joined to him is going to be brung down with him. Let me continue on. It says, and I will lead thee through into the wilderness, thee and all the fish of thy rivers. Thou shalt fall upon the open fields. Thou shalt not be brought together, neither gathered. See, when these people are dying, they're not going to be brought to burial, man. These armies, they're not. These soldiers that die over in the Levant, they're not going to be brung back. They're not going to have any. What's it? They can do the salute, 21 gun salute. That's not going to happen, man. They're going to be led over there to be a part of the soul of the Levant, man. And over here in Babylon the Great, when the judgment start going out, there's nobody going to have no funerals. There's not going to be people gathering to say goodbye and sing. No, it ain't going to be that, man. And that's what we want in our people, man. You got to get your mind prepared for what's going to happen. End of verse 5, it says, thou shalt not be brought together nor gathered. I have given thee for meat to the beasts of the field and to the fowls of the heaven. See, it's a great sacrifice coming for the animals, man. And this is what we know is coming, man. So many verses speak about this. Let me continue on. It says, and all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel, man. So you're going to know that this is the Lord doing, man. It ain't going to be no, man, I think the Lord did. No, you're going to know for a fact the Lord did this because they have been against us, man, the children of Israel. Let me get it in the NLT. It says, all the people of Egypt will know that I am Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for Israel was just staff made of reeds. Good News Translation, it says, then all the people of Egypt will know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua says the Israelites relied on you Egyptians for support, but you were no better than a weak stick. See, you didn't help them, man. You was against them the whole time, man. So the Lord is telling you that if you join under them, you're gonna be judged with them, man. Because this man has always been against us. He never have had any good to do with us, man. Nothing good he's tried to do for us, try to help you and all. Oh, man, he's showing you, man. He want to everything he's even really helped you with. He want to take back because he's seeing his kingdom is falling, and yours is on the rise. This is Exodus Exodus 7 and verse 1. It says, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua says unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Egypt. And that's what he's made the men of the Lord, man. A god unto Egypt, man, to Pharaoh. And Aaron, thy brother, shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron, thy brother, shall speak unto Pharaoh that he sends the children of Israel out of the land, out of his land. So let me slow down. It says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart. See, this is what the Lord is doing, man. This is why we shouldn't be caught up on what's going on and what they're signing legislations and all that. This is why we shouldn't be worried about what he's doing, man. The Lord is making him do what he's doing, man. He's hardening his heart just like he did the ancient Pharaoh. He's hardening Pharaoh's heart, man. That's why DT is in office signing all these legislations and executive orders against you. The DEI, I want to cut that. I want to cut all the people that's working for him, the heads of the army, this Jake. Get rid of all of them. The Lord is hardening his heart, man. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may. Did I skip that? No, in verse 3 again, Shalaki, it says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply thy signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. And that's what's happening now. It was like 400 some odd earthquakes in California today. So this is the Lord showing you by these signs and wonders. This is what he's doing, man. Esau ain't in control of nothing. He says, but Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt. See, the Lord is making them continue on what they're doing so the Lord can lay his hand upon them, man. This has to happen, man. He has to go through signing these executive orders and doing all these things to rouse up the people because the Lord is going to bring judgment, man. He's rousing all the people up, man. He wants you to civil war, civil unrest. He wants all of it to happen because the elite know. They know that their time is ended, man. That's why they bring out these alien videos and shit, man. Because they see that those angels in the heavens are coming, man. They know what what they're bringing out. That's AI and all that fake video. Now we know what when the angels come. You're gonna know, man. It ain't gonna be no. I guess it might be that, you know what I'm saying. He knows the truth, but he wants to make people think it's something different, man. He is the adversary. He is the deceiver. Verse 3 one more time. Let me end it on this. He says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt to bring to bring forth my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. See, the Lord wants to rescue us by great judgments, man. That's why he's going to put us in a situation that he's going to show his power on Pharaoh for us, the hopeful elect. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, man. Verse 5, it says, and the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt. And that's going to happen, man. We're seeing the Lord getting ready now, man. Cracking, you crack your knuckles, get ready, prepared. He's going to stretch forth his hand upon Egypt, man, and bring out the children of Israel from among them. See, the Lord is going to bring the children of Israel out from among Pharaoh and his nation. And that's the elect. He's going to do it with great judgments, though, man. And that's what we're telling our people, man. Wake up, man. Wake up, wake up, wake up. This thing is close. This is Exodus 9 and drop down to verse 22. Because I hardly ever bring out the hail that was brung on them, that was rained down on them, man. But this is very heavy, man. The Lord tormented Egypt and Pharaoh before he brought the children of Israel out of there, man. And he hardened his heart for them to continue to want to hold us down. In other words, man. This is Exodus 9 and verse 22. It says, "And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said unto Moses, Stretch forth thy hand toward heaven, that there may be a hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast, and upon every herb of the field throughout the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua sent thunder and hail, and the fire ran along upon the ground." See, it was, man, you got to think, if it was that thunder and lightning that you see, and you go boom, boom, you just imagine, man, the hail coming down with thunder and fire. Man, people get scared now. You hear boom, I'm going in the house. I seen a video the other day, Mr. Spirit. I seen a video the other day, a compilation of videos. Soon as they seen that lightning, they took off running, man. Animals and everything. They were scared. So just imagine what happened when the Lord brought the judgments on Pharaoh, man. Sheesh. It says, verse 23 again, this is Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua sent thunder and hail, and the fire ran upon the ground, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua rained hail upon the land of Egypt. So there was hail and fire mingled with the hail, very grievous, such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation. See, it ain't never happened like that since it became a nation. It says, the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast, and the hail smote every herb. See, even their fruit and food and shit was destroyed, man. It says, and the hail smote every herb of the field and broke every tree in the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, was there no hail. See, the Lord didn't have no hail come on the Israelites, man. And that's the spirit, man, because no hail is going to come on the elect. Like I said, we always try to, remind you that it will be martyrs, but their death is not going to be like a death of a 2/3, man. 27. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron and said unto them, I have sinned this time. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is righteous. See, he broke them down, man. But when you read the story on, he still don't give up, because the Lord hardened his heart, man. Let me finish it up. It says, this is Pharaoh speaking. It says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. See, he was convinced that all the judgments came. He was convinced that this is the Lord, man. Me and my people are wicked, man. It's verse 28. It says, entreat Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for it is enough. See, punish him where he gave up. And that's what's going to happen to Esau, man. But Esau is not going to be able to give up. He's going to be judged just like Pharaoh was. Pharaoh wasn't able to give up. He said he gave up, but the Lord made him continue on, man. And this is what's going to happen to Esau. Entreat Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for it is enough that there be no more mighty thunders and hail, and I will let you go, and ye shall stay no longer. See, he was ready to give up. Man, y'all can go, man. I'm done. This was, man, I'm telling you, man, we just see it through the spirit. The Lord is going to do the same thing to Esau, man, but way worse, man. He's crumbling now. Now the economy, man, I can go on and on and on for what you see of what's going on here. This is Exodus 10 and verse 1. It says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart, and his heart, I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, that I might show these. Let me slow down, man. I'll keep speeding up. I don't know why. Let me slow down. Verse 1 again. I'm going to read it again, man. Let me slow down. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, that I may show these my signs before him. So the Lord wouldn't even finish with him, man. He made him continue on, man. We just read in 10 that he was ready to give up from the hell. But the Lord made him continue on, man. Same thing he's doing to Esau right now, man. That's why DT won't give up on taking the Straits of Hormuz, man. Getting the deal. See, everything is all spiritual, man. Verse 2, it says, and that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt. And see, when we come out of this Passover, when the Lord, beams up out of here, it was spoke about Egypt. The Lord bringing them judgments on Egypt and Pharaoh and parting the Red Sea. Just imagine when the Lord come and do it this time. We're going to be able to tell the things that happened on Esau in the kingdom of heaven. The judgment that the Lord done to this modern day Egypt, we're going to be telling it to our sons, and our sons' sons are going to know about this, man. What happened in this captivity we was in, and the Lord brought this judgment on Esau, man. The Lord, he's doing this so we can tell it to our kids, man. Verse 2 again, it says, and that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy sons and of thy sons' sons what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So now you're going to know when the Lord bring these signs and judgments on Esau, it's for a purpose for the Lord to harden Esau's heart, man. It's meant for him to do it because the Lord is building him up to bring him down, man, to show his power in him, man. So you got to understand that, man. When you're in the truth, you understand that, man. This is all for a purpose, whether Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So I'm in it there, Lord, when it's edifying. Shalom. Shalom.